Good stories are very powerful. So powerful that they can pass through all our filters and they change us. Today, I am going to share one such story with you. The Moral High Ground. This is a story of a guy who built a house. He built it with a lot of passion and perfection. Since he could not do it all by himself, he asked others to join him. Enticed by his passion, many joined, and he made them owners of his house. But soon, the ones who had joined him joined hands against him. They got together and threw him out of his own house. This is the story of Steve Jobs. In 1985, he was ousted from Apple, the company he had co-founded. He was devastated, and all that he wanted was to get back his company Apple. He tried his hands at several projects, but he could not get Apple off his mind. Apple also began to lose market share and soon ran into losses. And then 10 years later, Steve was offered something that he could have only dreamt of. One of his rich friends offered to buy Apple and make him the CEO. This rich friend was the irrepressible Larry Ellison. He had made billions as the founder of Oracle. In 1995, with Apple stock at well under $50, Larry could easily buy Apple. He had even arranged for all the money. All Steve had to do is to say yes. This is what Steve had been wanting for the last 10 years. This would be the sweetest revenge. Moreover, his house Apple wasn't doing too well either. Apple was in severe distress. Problems were so serious, people were wondering if Apple would survive. For Steve, it was all too painful to stand by and not do anything for Apple. For Steve, Larry's offer was an easy choice. Actually, on hearing Larry's offer, Steve proposed an entirely different approach. He said,
"I am not a hostile takeover kind of a guy. If they had asked me to come back, it would be different."
Steve's plan was to first persuade Apple to buy Next. Next was Steve's computer company. This would bring Steve on the Apple board. And, over time, the board would recognize that Steve was the right guy to lead the company. Unbelievingly, Larry said,
"Okay, that might work. But Steve, if we don't buy Apple, how are we gonna make any money?"
To this, Steve responded by saying,
"Larry, you do not need any more money. I am not doing it for the money. If I have to do this, I have to do this standing on the moral high ground."
The moral high ground. Well, that just might be the most expensive real estate on earth.
Larry, by now, knew that he had lost the argument. Steve Jobs had made up his mind, right there and then in Castle Rock, in the summer of 1995, to save Apple his way. And the rest was future. His vision became a reality, and we all know it. Most people only know of Steve Jobs as an aggressive CEO of Apple. Very few know that behind his success were principles. These principles set him apart and probably are the reason behind this most inspiring CEO of our time. And as he used to say, "One more thing, before I leave you, Let me share one more fact about Steve Jobs that many do not know. From 1997 until his death, Steve Jobs took home just $1 a year in salary, and most years he collected no bonus. Just $1.